Good evening. My name is Narita Toriente, and today we're going to be I'm going to be modeling the Talk to the Text Reading Comprehension method using Julia Alvarez in The Time of the Butterflies. We're going to be focusing on Chapter 1, page 1 of Chapter 1. Now, from what we know based on reading the back cover of the book, we know that this book is the story of 5 sisters who were fighting political oppression under the dictator Trujillo in the Dominican Republic. We do know that there is death, that their involvement results in death, and that they are now martyrs. And we also know that each sister tells her story throughout the book. So the narration changes. So, with Chapter 1, titled Dee Dee, 1994 and circa 1943, I immediately know that this particular chapter is going to deal with Dee Dee. What I don't know is what is so important about 1994 and 1993. So immediately I'm going to make a note to myself and say what is important. What is important about 1994 and 1943. So I'm going to put a little pin in that. First paragraph. She's plucking her bird of paradise of its dead branches, leaning around the plant every time she hears a car. The woman will never find the old house behind the hedge of towering hibiscus at the bend of the dirt road. Not a gringa dominicana in a rented car with a road map asking for street names. Dee Dee had taken the call over at the little museum this morning. So immediately we're dropped in the middle. What I found really striking was this first sentence. She is plucking her bird of paradise of its dead branches, leaning around the plant. So one of the things that I find striking is that this bird of paradise is a plant, but she uses the word plucking, which creates an imagery which is a really good word. She could have said picking dead branches, but instead she went with plucking, immediately making you think of this beautiful bird when in fact it's a plant. Okay? And we know she's waiting for someone, and that wherever Dee Dee is, there's a dirt road. So we know she's remote. We're waiting for someone who is not local to the area. Next paragraph. Could the woman please come over and talk to Dee Dee about the Mirabelle sisters? She's originally from here, but has lived many years in the States, for which she is sorry since her Spanish is not so good. The Mirabelle sisters are not known there, for which she is also sorry. For it is a crime that they should be forgotten, these unsung heroines of underground, etc. So, what we know is that the stranger, and oddly, Dee Dee does not give the stranger a name. Okay. We know from this paragraph that the Mirabelle sisters are not known in the States, but that they should be, because they are unsung heroes of the underground. So why are they unsung heroes? Why are they unsung heroes? Heroines, actually. Next paragraph. Oh dear, another one. Now 34 years, the commemorations and interviews and presentations of posthumous honors have almost stopped, so that for months at a time, Dee Dee is able to take up her own life again. Now this last paragraph. Oh dear, another one. Okay, so immediately, oh dear, another one. Oh dear, another one. I'm sensing annoyance by Dee Dee. Now, after 34 years, the commemorations and interviews and presentations of posthumous honors have honors. That's an interesting word. Posthumous honors, that's an interesting word. What I know of that word, it means that it's an honor usually given after death. So, if you weren't sure before, you know that it's very, very likely that the Mirabelle sisters are dead. Now, after 34 years, the commemorations and interviews and presentations of posthumous honors have almost stopped, so that for months at a time, Dee Dee is able to take up her own life again. So, clearly, whatever the events happen, whatever commemorations happen, are definitely infringing on Dee Dee's life. But she's long since resigned herself to November's. Every year, as the 25th rolls around, the television crews drive up, there's the obligatory interview. What this word obligatory sounds like is obligation. So Dee Dee feels obligated to participate in the annual commemoration. Of an event that may have led to the deaths of the Mirabelle sisters. Then the big celebration over at the museum, the delegations from far away as Peru and Paraguay, an ordeal really, making that many little party sandwiches, and the nephews and nieces not always showing up to help in time. But this is March, Maria Santísima. Doesn't she have 7 more months of anonymity? So, after reading this full page, what I'm getting is that this is actually not only setting the stage for what this chapter is about, and setting up what Dee Dee's day is. In these 3 short paragraphs, I'm able to get a sense of who Dee Dee is. Dee Dee's currently annoyed that someone is infringing on her life, on her time, to ask her about the Mirabelle sisters. Something that she feels obligated to do in the weeks leading up to an anniversary in November, but not in March. This is something that clearly weighs in on her, and we're going to probably learn more about why she's so bothered about the commemoration of the death of the Mirabelle sisters. So please continue reading the chapter using this model. Go ahead and try to remember try to take notes furiously in terms of what you think the authors means. Read each word carefully. Think of yourself as a detective in terms of trying to uncover what Alvarez is saying and what she's having each character say about their role in this story. Thank you very much.